right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started with our post-game press conference. We'll go ahead and let Coach make a quick statement, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, obviously frustrated. We didn't get 3 points tonight. I thought we probably should have been 2 or 3-0 up in the first half. Obviously, especially when it went down to 10 players, we didn't capitalise. I thought they were made the game really frustrating at points, and we, disappointed we never won, but we found a way not to lose. And sometimes getting a point on the board in this league is also really important.
All right, we'll go ahead and open the questions. Paula?
Paula Maruri, San Francisco, California. Emma, we spoke yesterday about this game. What would you like to say about the resiliency of the team, especially in the last part of the game? Thank you so much. Yeah,
absolutely. They pose a different type of threat. They thrive in moments of chaos and transition, and we're pushing for a goal and the game becomes really transition. I thought we nullified that. Obviously disappointed with the penalty and obviously conceding, but the fact that we were pushing for goals, and it's not that we didn't create chances tonight, it's more the fact that we just didn't find the back of the goal.
What has been the key to keep that consistency, overcoming challenges, changes, especially in the last 3 games?
Yeah, we've obviously done a lot of work around some of our in-possession structures and trying to create more high-quality chances. And as I say, we're trying to work on our structures in the final third, and hopefully you've seen some of that tonight. And now the finishing piece is actually, the final pass, the actual quality of the actual finish and ball contact, and just, making use of all our good possession.
I know the busy week you're going to be facing Portland on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
What do you learn about playing Boston today?
Yeah, we've learned about the resilience of the team, the fight, the heart. I thought there was a couple of moments. I thought some of our play was outstanding. As I say, now it's just around keep building that momentum from that side of the game and just making our chances count. Thank you.
Marco?
I'm Marco, College Square Sports Route. You guys feel like you were robbed of 2 extra points tonight because of that controversial penalty?
Yeah, I've not seen it back, if I'm honest. My favourite thing about football is it's a game of opinions. My opinion, I thought it was a little harsh, the penalty that obviously we conceded, and I thought we had 2 big penalty moments, maybe 3. But as I say, I've not watched it back yet. I just wish there was a little bit more consistency in some of that decision making.
Did the referee give an explanation of why, after he thought it was worth the penalty?
Yeah, I spoke to the fourth, the push. They said that there wasn't enough contact, and if she'd have gone down, then that might have changed it with the force of the speed. The second one with the handball, said it was a supporting arm on the floor. But as I say, I've not watched them back yet. That's just the information that I was told from the fourth official in the game.
Coach, in a game like this, you had a lot of chances early in the game, and that if you had that goal, that penalty would not have been an issue. How kind of frustrating is it to not get that, have such a nice build-up in the first half, but not get those goals? What do you think you might need to do, or what do you think hope kind of comes from this game?
Yeah, sometimes it's around a little bit of like you create your own luck, right? And I think where in previous games we've, been really nice in some of our build and create and getting into probably more the attacking half. I thought what we've done tonight is we've made that count and get probably more penalty box moments. I've not seen the data yet, but I'd like to think we've probably had a lot of shots on target, and sometimes it's just that luck, isn't it, where the pass is timed with the run, or it's a nicer ball contact, or whatever it might be. So I just think now it's I think when they come, they'll come, but I'm sure you guys can see we're working really hard in that part of the game.
Harry Burgundy with the Spartan Daily. You kind of touched on it a bit, but just what did you see overall from the fight from the group?
Yeah, as I say, I thought we came out really strong. I thought we had control of the game really early. I thought at half time we probably should have been 2 or 3-0 up, and regardless when they went down to 10 players. And as I say, it wasn't that we never took our foot off the gas. We never stopped trying to create goals. We never stopped. We weren't happy with a point, so we weren't going to ever sit back and just settle for that. And you can see the way that we ended the game. And a different day, we come off that game with 3 points and a lot more goals. And as I say, that the positive for me is that if you can't find a way to win, don't lose. And that's what we've done tonight.
You mentioned that on Sunday you got a point where maybe you could have gotten a loss, and so in 2 games, this game you made some wins. Yeah, it's going off of that. Like you get 2 points out of 2 games, and you might have gotten 3 if you lost 1. It's like, how important is it to just keep building up those points as the season?
100%. Every point counts in this league, right? And we could have as I say, sometimes you feel like you earn a point, and sometimes you feel like you've lost two, and that's probably what it feels like tonight. And I think the positive is we've now gone 3 games unbeaten. I think for this group that's massive. I think you can see the areas that we're working really hard on and the progress that we're making. And as I say, I'm a really process-driven coach, and never too high, never too low. And am I frustrated that we didn't win? Absolutely. Am I really proud and pleased for the amount of opportunities that we created? Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to go to the Zoom. Brian, you had a question.
Goal scored, John, you in 3 games in run of play. How important is that the defense is playing like this, and really what's got to be fixed is those final third passes, because the defense is starting to play how you imagined this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh. Is that gone? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we want to be good both sides of the ball, and I think we've obviously worked really hard to work on some of our out of possession structures and be harder to play against. And I know they had the sort of the chance that's come off the crossbar, but again, I'd have to watch it back. But I think that's come from some of our good play in a transitional moment, and obviously they've just caught us on the break with their midfield player rolling out. So. Yeah, we've absolutely made progress in that area. Still think there's areas we can be better. And as I say, what we don't want to do is just be a team that's scraping points, or you don't concede, you don't lose, but we also want to be an exciting team. And as I say, I think when it clicks and we're still building, we're still making progress, it'll be exciting, but we just need to make use of those moments in front of goal.
And with these busy weeks, how important is keeping everybody fresh and being able to but still being able to try to put the goal in the ball in the net?
Yeah, absolutely. The squad depth is important. I think we've got obviously players returning and coming back from injury, which is nice. That gives us a couple more options, particularly in our attacking unit. We've got to obviously review and recover from this game, lead into the Portland game, and it's a tight and a quick turnaround. And as I say, from my point of view, I've just come from international football. A club's worst week is the best week in international, so I'm used to those tight turnarounds. We've got a lot of players that have been exposed to that from an international point of view as well. So, great to have players back from injury. We've got good depth going into the game. The recovery is going to be important, and then we bounce back and we go again and hopefully get 3 points midweek.
We have a question in the back.
Dorian is not necessarily known as a goal scorer. What did you see on that play?
Yeah, again, I'd have to watch it back, but Dorian, obviously the way that she can sort of connects the two units together and play between the lines, I think is really nice. And she's got a hell of a shot on her. She's decent in the air as well. Obviously we've seen that goal against North Carolina. So as I say, I'm pleased with the way that we wanted tonight to make sure that our front unit was connected to the midfield unit, which I didn't think we quite got right in the previous game. So it was nice that some of the chances that we sort of produce sort of come through those moments as well. So as I say, I think the bits for me that's really pleasing is everything we're working on, whether it's individual players, whether it's structure, you can start seeing coming together.
Come back to Marco.
And so Emma, you had Taylor Huff come off the bench
Uh-huh.
tonight, and she just really, to me, provided an immediate spark.
Mhm.
You guys had the creativity going. What do you think of the way she played tonight for you guys, and going forward, and how important will she be for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Taylor's a really important player for us, and I'd say the way we use the squad over this sort of dense period is going to be important, and it's nice to be able to have options to start Taylor, or have games like this where you bring her on and she sort of gives us a different weapon to bring off the bench. And I thought she had a couple of moments, particularly when she first came on, a couple of nice deliveries, a couple of moments in the final third. So I thought her impact was positive tonight.
I'm going to go back to the Zoom. We've got Dino.
Jeff, you can mute that one.
Dino, go ahead.
Hey coach, Dino just says listen to the channel. You outshot them shots on target 6-1 in the first half, but they had an XG advantage. It didn't seem like the attackers could really kind of get a hold of it, even though they were shots on target. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I find XG a really important data point, if I'm honest, because the XG in moments in the game and probably doesn't account for the way that you create goals and sort of some of the bigger picture. And I say they probably did have a couple of high quality chances. And I think for us it's just around the probably more the timing in the final third. So at what point are we speeding it up and trying to play on the last line early? At what point do we need to slow it down to wait for support? And then it's just, as I say, the the fluidity that we're seeing in some of our areas lower down the pitch, that's now just needs to transfer into the final third. And as I say, I think the things that we've been working on in training you can see, and as we're still building connections and confidence, I'm sure it'll click soon.
All right. Any other questions for Coach? Okay, we're going to let her go, and we'll
Cool.
be back with players in just a moment. Thanks
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.